Welcome to the Black Standard Podcast. The Black Standard Podcast is an Afrocentric, Pan-African show that aims to normalize Black finance and wealth. And we share useful information on African history, current and global affairs, entrepreneurship, business, and Black culture and achievements. If you're looking to discover your roots while learning about the greatness hidden in the African race, or if you're from another race and you're interested in learning about our culture, then this podcast is perfect for you. Here at the Black Standard Podcast, we are all about raising the bar and setting the standard. Here is your host, Courtney Ann Wallace.
Hey guys, it's Courtney here. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. First of all, it's free, and there are creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast from your phone or computer. Anchor will then distribute your podcast for you, so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your podcast. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's literally everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to Anchor FM to get started. Hi everyone, welcome back. As you guys know, you guys have not heard from me in over a month, but nevertheless, I have to check in with you guys. My apologies in advance for the background noise because where I am, there is a bit of construction taking place, but we have to check in same way and keep the connection strong. So everyone, welcome back to the Black Standard Podcast. This is episode 23 of the Black Standard Podcast. We are stretching the season a lot wider this time. So we're actually on our 23rd episode, but our 6th recording of the season. So I do hope you're enjoying the season so far. Our quote of the day, let's see. Embrace the high times. It is where the most valuable lessons are learned. And with that said, in terms of lessons, as you guys know, I did promise you a quarter one roundup, and today we will be getting into that. So the last roundup we did was quarter 4 of 2021 and my projections for 2022, but this will be the official review or roundup of quarter 1 2022. So you guys know our weekly mantra: I am happy to be alive, my heart is clean, my mind is open, and I am ready to receive. Alright guys, so first things first, I officially started my journey into the real estate industry. I know it's something that I've spoken about quite vaguely in the past, but right now as it stands, the main channel, my main YouTube channel, and if you don't know that channel, please check the description box below and go ahead and subscribe. The main channel has put out a lot of real estate content, and in an effort to learn more about the industry, I've also decided to begin practicing business in that industry. So with that said, I decided to get the proper licensing to do so. Now, of course, I'm not finished, so check me back in maybe 3 weeks. I will be taking my exams, and keep me in your prayers. But I will definitely include that in the quarter 2 roundup, what was the result and where we're headed after that. This will definitely be different from real estate content creation, which I think a lot of people confuse the two easily because they currently think I'm something else. A lot of people think I'm a real estate agent, but what I'm referring to is actually completely different. It has nothing to do with YouTube and actually has to do with the sale of the actual house which I am videoing. So if you've listened to previous episodes, you know exactly what I'm talking about. A lot of times we see things at face value and we confuse the two. But as it is, I am a real estate content creator and I am looking into also becoming a real estate agent. Now, we have successfully completed our first tablet drive, and I'm happy to announce that a total of 13 tablets, which is a huge milestone for my charity group Nakia Care Jamaica, has been donated to the Maxfield Park Children's Home. Once again, thank you to all our sponsors, Packet for You JA, for your shipping needs if you guys need a shipping company here in Jamaica. They facilitated bringing the devices into the island, and we are extremely grateful. If you know how the Jamaican custom system works, you definitely understand that this was one of the most critical parts of the whole event, the whole charity project. Also, I would like to thank the Grower Investing Group for facilitating a majority of the donations that went towards purchasing these tablets. Guys, I cannot thank you enough. If you're listening to this, go ahead and check out Randy and his team on Twitter, Randy Rowe, and definitely check out his investment course and check out the Grower Investment Group. Now, moving on to YouTube. So definitely diving into YouTube some more, still kind of changing up the dynamics. As at the moment recording this podcast, I've actually decided to create a separate channel where I will be vlogging the behind the scenes lifestyle of an entrepreneur. So if you're interested in stuff like that, comment below. I'll definitely post the link. The more the merrier. But as it stands currently, I do have more than one channel. This podcast has a YouTube channel, as I mentioned, my real estate channel earlier. And as an entrepreneur who's aiming to have multiple streams of income, the goal is to really monetize all outstanding channels, including this podcast channel and the vlog channel that I mentioned. So that is where you guys come in. So please go ahead and subscribe to the podcast channels, whichever you're more interested in. Definitely join that community over there, and don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. These things really do a lot for content creators. Now, in addition to that, I do have a few things up my sleeve which will materialize themselves in short order, but I'm hoping to improve the quality of the videos, expand and actually have a team due to the direction that I want to take my content creation career, and also definitely hopefully secure more collaborations. We've actually received one of our first collaborations for this podcast, which I will speak about in short order, not necessarily this episode, but when everything is finalized, I'll definitely fill you guys in. But secure more collaborations, and also aim to upload twice a week on all platforms, which I think I mentioned in the 2021 recap episode. Moving on to another section of my life, and that is food content creation. As you guys know, I love to cook. It's something I'm very passionate about. Funny enough, I think it was day before yesterday, we hit our third or second 10K video on TikTok, which is a big deal for me because it's one of my least tended to platforms, and yet every time I feel shy about posting my content, scared of maybe reviews or the quality of my videos, they always end up doing so well. Definitely on our way to meeting our social media targets, which is 200 new followers, I believe, on Instagram. So shameless plug, go and follow Courtney Ann's Kitchen for your recipes and cooking content, because it's really a passion of mine, and I think I do a pretty decent job. And as you know, the food niche is booming right now, so we need to get into that algorithm and access a wider audience. So yeah, I understand you're probably listening to this podcast and you're like, it's really different from the other things that Courtney Ann do. And yes, it is quite different from what I'm used to. But for me, this is definitely more of a leisure blog for me. However, I still want to make money from it if it's possible. So, I'm going to try and be more consistent, more intentional with what I post over there. Also want to break 500 subscribers on YouTube. And for quarter two, we're currently, I think, at 347. So it's definitely possible for quarter two to hit 500 subscribers. The thing about social media, and a lot of persons might disagree, but from the perspective of me being an entrepreneur, I have no issues using social media for its original intended purpose, which is to post the things you love. But also, if there is a small chance that the things I love can be monetized, it would not hurt to post them strategically. And that's just my opinion. So instead of, just posting, oh, I'm eating this right now, I'm going to put this on my status, I'm just going to make a separate page and post every single food that I cook on one page. I mean, somebody's got to like it, right? So that's my opinion on, monetization and using social media correctly. Now, this one is a bit ironic and also a touchy topic, but another thing that's definitely on the charts for quarter two, which I have not managed to, get on the straps for quarter one, is to actually save. And I know it sounds weird coming from me, but I don't know if it's inflation, but your girl is definitely spending a lot more money than usual. And I cannot be on here giving you guys gems, tips, bringing on entrepreneurs, talking about black wealth, financial independence, and I'm not following it. So at the time of writing down these pointers, I was actually rearranging my budget. This was about a month ago because I have not recorded in a month, as I mentioned earlier. So definitely rearranged my budget up to September of this year. Also added a few adjustments, seeing that I have 2 more streams of income. And we're all about streams of income over here, over this community. And so I definitely had to factor that in, because despite inflation taking place, with the plans that I have and with the work that I'm putting in, my income is also steadily growing. Of course, we'd like it to grow a lot faster, let's be plain and simple, but it is still growing. I definitely had to switch up the plan a little bit, and we're not so far in the year, and I did have a lot more expectations where income was concerned, but we still move. If you follow Stephen Bartlett, one thing he said that really stuck out with me is to embrace the hard times and mistakes. And by the way, guys, if you don't know who that is, you really need to hop onto his socials, especially if you're an entrepreneur. I feel like he is very raw, he's very realistic, and he gives you a realistic view of entrepreneurship, because entrepreneurship is always extremely over glorified, and a lot of persons don't really know exactly what they're getting into. And we look up to people like Steven that do extremely well, thinking that they're doing something that we're not doing, but really and truly they went through hard times just like everybody else. But yeah, he said to embrace the hard times, the mistakes, the difficult times. Don't let anyone convince you it was a glamorous journey. And I felt that I really did feel that post to on a personal level. But yeah, guys, that was all of my quarter one roundup. That's where I am right now. That's where I'm headed. We're still gonna stay the course. We're still gonna keep focused. And I'm really beginning to love these episodes, because episodes like these, it really gives a peek at the behind the scenes of being an entrepreneur. And it also works as a form of accountability for me, because now that I've told you guys my business, I now have to put that information out there, and I have to actually stick to what I'm saying, because I don't want to come off as confusing. I don't want to come off as being a hypocrite. So this is a way of me holding myself accountable. Now, I know my voice sounded crusty this entire episode. And another thing that happened this quarter, actually happened 2 weeks ago, is I was diagnosed with COVID-19, guys. So I am in recovery mode right now. I feel much better. And I definitely know I'm much better, but the voice and the breathing, it's still not back 100%. If you guys don't know, I do have asthma, so it's going to take me a while before I come back 100%. But more importantly, guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in to this week's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any tips, any comments that you'd like to make it in the description box below. If you have a friend that is self-employed or who is an entrepreneur that you feel needs to hear stuff like this, feel free to share it with them. We are a community here, we're a family, and we're very raw and real and genuine over on this platform, and we learn from each other. So that is it for this last quarter's roundup, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.
Thank you for tuning in to the Black Standard Podcast. Follow us on social media and join the community. You can find us on Instagram at the Black Standard _JA, Facebook at the Black Standard JA, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, where you will find the recorded version of our podcast along with additional content. Until our next episode, see you soon.